Yo, 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 what's up, YouTube? Dirty Dan Gaming coming back for another video. Today's video going to be a little bit different. We are going on a rant, our first rant video. Had an idea to do commander video, and then I just don't think I'm ready for it. I'm getting a timeline going of when I'm going to be starting in a new kingdom. Once again, I want to get this timeline mapped out for people so that way you know the proper way to invest into your commanders. And my music's going to die on me. Nope, we're good on a loop with the funkies. Nice funk. So yeah, I had an idea to do a commander video, and then I was like, well, I don't want to do that specific commander just yet. And then I was like, ooh, let me do gold key commanders as I spit on my microphone. And then I was like, well, you know what? It's kind of whatever because they're gold key commanders. They're not that good. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh my gosh, here's a pretty good idea. So let's jump right into it. About our rant on gold key commanders. Lilith, please do something about the gold key commanders. Make them more accessible. Do something because they're honestly just sitting there. And I understand it's a way of revenue for you guys, probably in the early game. But once people catch on, man, no one's really investing into these gold key commanders. So I just want to do a quick rant video. So as we check out the age of our account here in Kingdom 1780, we're just short of 500 days gameplay on this account. Mind you, I have played before this account, before this now my main. I was in Kingdom 1179. I played that for about a year and a half. So give or take, you know, almost getting to 1,000 days, almost. Cumulative play across all accounts. But for this specific account that we are talking about, we're at 500 days of gameplay. Now, what does 500 days of gameplay get you in terms of commanders? It gets you a decent amount depending on how much you spend. I'm a mid-level spender. I've been able to max, I think I'm at 9 commanders so far. But is it enough? It is. I'm pretty happy with where I am. But let's talk about some of these gold key commanders that are just kind of sitting here. Like, I just don't understand the logic that we have when we have, say, let's say Julius Caesar, and he's a mightiest governor commander where you can get extra sculpts of him. So is El Cid. 500 days of gameplay, and my man Julius is only at a 5.521. 500 days of gameplay, and El Cid's only at 5.53. 500 days of gameplay, and Ragnar's only at 1. Just kidding. He was just released, and I haven't had much luck with him. But still, what is the point of the gold key commanders if you're not allowing people to have access to them to use them? The pick rates on these commanders have to be extremely low. I play a game, a first-person shooter as well called Apex, and they're constantly talking about pick rates for the legends that they have, and the pick rates on these commanders have got to be insanely low. Mehmed. 5511, pretty solid at a 5511, albeit. But I mean, there's just no. We got a max Cleo, but we've grinded a couple strategic reserves for it. We almost have a max Syndiak, which I'll probably do a video or stream for, which is odd because I guess it's not odd. I'm a farmer. I don't fight. But they got to do something about these gold key commanders because they're just not. Look, Freddy as well, 5511. Like, no one's using these commanders. You already have a system in place that you can make gold key commanders a little bit more accessible, and it's through events like this, where you have a specific civilization where you're doing these little daily events for. Believe this one was for Byzantium or Ottoman, and you're giving us a commander sculpture chest for farming commanders, which is great because I think most players should be with for example, if Lilith were to make all the gold key commanders accessible through commander sculpture chests like this, most players, you should just work on your farming commanders to get them, you know, at least up to a certain level. Maybe we'll do a video of that in the future, but today we're ranting. We are ranting hard. Do something like that. You already have the item in place. Just make it more accessible. Because I mean, at least a commander like Mehmed, where he could be usable in like KVK 1, 2, 3 maybe, you know, with some decent AoE, until Attila comes out and you start getting some better commanders for city rallies. I mean, come on. 500 days of gameplay and these guys are only 5511. There's still so much more to go. We're not even halfway on finishing these commanders and it's 500 days of gameplay. I don't understand. What are they here for? What are they here for? They're just there to sit. They are just there to sit. Here's a list of the gold key commanders. I should have went to this view first before going into my commander list, but I was just showing off a little bit. I mean, double C is pretty good. Make him a little bit accessible. Martel, I mean, he's mightiest governor, and you know that's you know, a money grab. So is El Cid. El Cid's a little bit of a money grab on an MGE. Julius Caesar money grab. I mean, but like these commanders could, and Mulan, well, Mulan's fairly new into the game comparative to how old my account is, but I mean, still, Lilith, I mean, you gotta do something. Make them a little bit more accessible. Give the lower spending players some extra commanders to play with, albeit they're not very good, but let them get creative in some sort, and let these commanders be somewhat usable. And El Cid, to a free-to-play player, 500 days into the game is pretty good for them to have if they're getting it for mostly free. Charles Martel, I mean, it hurts to think about it now from a low spender and a free-to-play perspective. Charles Martel has so much value in the late game, and people can't even use him because he's in just gold keys. And they have to invest probably at some point a little bit of universal sculptures to get him that way, or they're buying or buy dailies. You know, no one's buying dailies for Julius Caesar or El Cid, Freddy, Mehmed. Like, come on. So something a little bit different today. Just wanted to get a little rant off my chest, keep it spicy for you guys. This is going to be our shortest video by far. We are going to be putting up a timeline. We are going to get a timeline together of when we're going to drop into a new kingdom. I really want to get a structured set list of when commanders were released within a kingdom's age, how you should be approaching maxing or investing into these commanders. Should you max them? Should you not? Looking ahead to Season of Conquest commanders, where you have access to the latest and greatest, because these commanders, in all honesty, don't age well. They are booty. They are booty cheeks. No one's using Julius Caesar in the field. But again, let the free-to-play players have a little bit more flexibility of what they can work with. Because if I was a free-to-play and I had a max Freddy, a max Mehmed, a max Julius, a max El Cid, I would find some ways to work those guys into my lineups somehow, because they're not all terrible. They have their, you know, they have their uses. You know, Freddy has great DPS. Julius offers some pretty decent tankiness. El Cid has a nice versatility from an arc standpoint. Mehmed is an awesome city rallier, even still to this day. Although we have Attila and some other good commanders. And then, I mean, we even have Ragnar too, who, I mean, I don't know if anyone's maxed Ragnar yet, but give the free to play and give the low spenders a little bit more flexibility of what they can use, and, you know, leave it at that. Do something. You have the items in place to do something of this nature. Just figure out the event to release them on. Maybe do a strategic, you know, instead of the farming commanders on strategic reserve, put them in here or make them all available. But they're just such a waste right now. They're just sitting there. So that's the end of my rant. Hope you guys enjoyed. There's definitely gonna be more rants coming. I love ranting. I love doing rants and rambling. So you'll definitely see more of these. With that, Dirty Dan Gaming. Whoa. Civil War breaking out. Kingdom 1780. Come check it out. Just kidding. With that, I'm out. Peace, y'all. Love you. Have a good one.